Okay, so I guess it's story time with LLF. I haven't done this for a while. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, why don't you do story time anymore? Well, stories kind of have to come to me. And this one comes to me in this particular field or this particular farm. This is one of the larger fields that we have here in New Jersey. It's about 35 acres, 35 acres. Yes, I know, I'm sure some of you guys are thinking 35 acres, that ain't nothing. That's a garden spot. I agree. It isn't much, but it is something. Here in New Jersey, it's actually a pretty decent sized field. But anyway, that's not what this story is about. This story is about my grandmother and this particular farm. I remember when the John Deere 4430 was brand new. I was in kindergarten. That was in 1976 or 77. What is it, 77? It was the spring of 77 we got the 4430, brand new. Okay, this was the first field that 4430 worked in. My grandmother was chisel plowing with the 4430. Now I'm in the 7810, and I'm pulling crossways on the headlands here. We got a little bit of a power hop going on there. Yeah, I got brand new tires up on the front. You can see that on Tim's channel, Tim Pandy. But anyways, this was the first field that the 4430 worked in. I think she spent 10 hours here. I think it was 10 hours chisel plowing this farm, which, you know, that's great, you know, 10 hours on a brand new tractor. And they were a hard 10 hours. It was either chisel plowing or disc. I think it was chisel plowing. But anyways, years later, with the 4430, I plowed this ground, and I moldboard plowed with the 4430. In this field, and of course I worked it up with the 4430 also. But the real sad thing is, when my grandmother was 77 years old, in this field, on this farm, this was the last field that she ever ran the disc harrow on. This was the last field she actually climbed in a tractor and worked in, because my grandmother, she was the tillage queen. I wouldn't dare call her a queen, but you know what I mean. She would disc. The 4430 under a heavy load would get 5.5 hours on a tank full of fuel, pulling a 21-foot Kewaunee disc. That was just the way it was. So she would set her watch. She only wore a watch when she was running that 4430. So when I came into the field on the last day that she was working, her last actual day of working, she is 90 now, by the way. She's still alive, 90 years old. And but the tractor was going really slow. And you guessed it, it was the 4430. And she hated the disc that she was pulling. It was a John Deere 220 centerfold, real piece of crap. But anyway, she hated the disc she was pulling, and she was going really slow. I could tell the engine was you know, not wide open like it normally should have been. And I drove my pickup truck out there, and I said to her, I said, "Grammy, you okay?" Yes. Yeah. He says, I think this is the last I think I'm done. I says, what do you mean you're done? Done for the day or done for good? I think I'm done for good, is what she said. And it was sad, of course, you know, my heart kind of sunk a little bit, because, you know, I was always the one running with the fuel or the welder or whatever to fix the disc. It was always broken, see. And I says, well, do you want me to take over, or do you want me, she says, no, I'll finish the field and that'll be it. And she did, and that was this rough-ass field. And, you know, the crazy thing is, I think I've no-tilled every single time since then. I don't think this ground has been worked up since my grandmother did it. however many years ago. She's 90 now. She was 77 then, so 77, 13 years ago? 13 years ago? So yeah, and that was that. Didn't stop my grandmother. She still milked cows right up until I think she was 85, you know, so this damn thing is power hopping. I got a full rack of weights on this. I think I need to air out these tires a little bit. But anyway, yeah, so that's the story. It's about my grandmother and this farm. Kind of crazy. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more.